Have you ever felt like a total failure? Like everything you touch just turns into a giant, gooey mess? Well, let me tell you about Lily, a young girl who found herself in that exact situation, surrounded by what looked like the aftermath of a kitchen catastrophe. Her story is a powerful reminder that sometimes our biggest messes can become our greatest miracles. It was the night before the big science fair, and Lily was in full-blown panic mode. Her project, a classic baking soda volcano, was supposed to be a guaranteed A. She'd spent weeks building the perfect paper match mountain, painting it with intricate details, and imagining the look of awe on the judges' faces. But when it came time for the grand finale, the test run, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. She added more baking soda. Still nothing. A little more water. Nope. The mixture just sat there, a sad, lumpy paste at the bottom of her carefully crafted crater. In a moment of desperation, she dumped in the rest of the baking soda box. The result wasn't a glorious eruption, but a sluggish, gloopy overflow that oozed down the sides of her volcano, creating a sticky, white puddle all over the kitchen counter and floor. It was a certified disaster. Tears welled up in Lily's eyes as she stared at the mess. All her hard work, ruined. Just then, her dad walked in. He took one look at the defeated volcano, the sticky floor, and his daughter's tear-streaked face and sighed. "Well, kiddo," he said, trying to sound encouraging, "looks like we'll have to start over." Start over? The science fair was tomorrow morning. There was no time to build a new volcano, let alone let it dry and paint it. The wave of panic that had been building inside Lily finally broke. "It's too late!" she cried, burying her face in her hands. "I can't do it! I'm going to fail! Everyone will laugh at me!" Her dad knelt beside her and wrapped a comforting arm around her shoulders. He didn't offer any easy solutions because, frankly, there weren't any. It really did seem impossible. The clock was ticking, and all they had was a soggy, non-erupting mountain and a very upset little girl. The dream of a blue ribbon had evaporated, replaced by the nightmare of public failure. Lily felt a heavy knot of despair in her stomach. It felt like the end of the world. As she sat there amidst the wreckage of her project, feeling utterly hopeless, a story she'd heard in Sunday school popped into her head. It was the story of Jesus at a wedding in Cana, where the hosts ran out of wine, a huge social embarrassment. But Jesus took something very ordinary, simple jars of water, and turned them into the best wine anyone had ever tasted. He turned a moment of potential disaster and shame into a miracle, a display of his power and love. The thought sparked a tiny flicker of hope in Lily's heart. He took something ordinary and made it extraordinary, she whispered to herself. She looked at her messy volcano. It was definitely a mess. But maybe, just maybe, God could do something with it. With a newfound resolve, Lily stood up, wiped her tears, and closed her eyes right there in the middle of the sticky kitchen floor. She didn't have a grand, eloquent prayer. It was simple, desperate, and straight from her heart. "Lord," she prayed, "this is a complete mess. It's a failure. But I remember how you turned water into wine. You can make amazing things out of ordinary things. So, here's my mess. Please, can you do something with it? Please use my failure." When she opened her eyes, she didn't see an angel or a flash of light. But she did feel a strange sense of peace. She felt a little nudge, an idea that seemed to come from nowhere. She looked around the kitchen, her eyes landing on a bottle of vinegar on the counter. And then she spotted a bottle of dish soap and some food coloring her mom used for baking. Without really thinking it through, just acting on that little nudge, she grabbed them. She had no scientific reason to do it. It wasn't in her instructions. She poured a generous amount of vinegar into the volcano's crater, right on top of the lumpy baking soda paste. Then, she squeezed in a good squirt of dish soap and a few drops of every color of food coloring she could find: red, blue, green, and yellow. For a second, nothing happened. And then a fizz, a hiss, and then boom! It wasn't just an eruption, it was an explosion of glorious, bubbly foam. It shot straight up into the air, a geyser of color. But it wasn't just one color. As the foam cascaded down the sides of her volcano, the different food colorings swirled together, creating a magnificent, flowing rainbow of suds. It was more spectacular than anything she had ever imagined. The soap made the bubbles last, creating a slow, mesmerizing flow of vibrant foam that covered the entire mountain. It was beautiful. It was a miracle. The next day at the science fair, Lily presented her project with a newfound confidence. When it was her turn to demonstrate, she took a deep breath and added her secret ingredients. The volcano erupted in its rainbow glory, and a chorus of oohs and ahs filled the gymnasium. The judges were completely captivated. They scribbled furiously on their clipboards. One judge approached her, a wide smile on his face. "Incredible!" he said. "We've seen 100 baking soda volcanoes today, but we've never seen one like this. The use of dish soap to sustain the reaction and the multicolored foam. It's so creative! It demonstrates a deeper understanding of chemical reactions." Lily just smiled. When the awards were announced, she could hardly believe her ears. And the first prize in the chemistry division goes to Lily for her rainbow volcano. She walked up to the stage, her heart pounding with joy, and accepted the big blue ribbon. Later, when her classmates gathered around, asking for her secret, she didn't talk about a lucky guess. She told them the truth. She told them how her project was a complete disaster, how she had prayed in her messy kitchen, and how God had given her a crazy idea that turned her failure into a first prize winner. The kids were mesmerized. It wasn't just a science project anymore. It was a story of hope. Lily's story is for all of us. How often do we face our own soggy volcanoes, the projects that fail, the plans that fall apart, the situations that seem hopelessly messy? We try our best, but things just don't work out, and we're left feeling like failures. But Lily's rainbow volcano teaches us a powerful lesson. God doesn't need our perfection. He specializes in taking our messes, our failures, and our not-enoughs, and turning them into something beautiful and miraculous. Just like he turned water into wine, he can take the ordinary, broken pieces of our lives and create something extraordinary. So, what's your mess today? Is it a broken relationship? A career that's stalled? A personal struggle you can't seem to overcome? Don't hide it or try to clean it up on your own. Instead, try doing what Lily did. Offer it to God. Pray that simple, honest prayer: "Lord, here's my mess. Please, can you do something with it?" You might be surprised at the rainbow that erupts. The true prize isn't always a blue ribbon. It's discovering the incredible, redeeming power of a God who loves to turn our disasters into displays of His grace when you give Him your failures. Hope erupts. Thanks for watching. If this story encouraged you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. See you next time.